It's writing time. Writing time. It's writing time. Writing time. Good afternoon / morning whenever you're watching this video, 4th grade. We are here to do our prompt, which is now part of your stations, where you get to decide when and how you do things, and I don't care how you do them as long as you get them done. Your papers for this are located in the trays over by the door. Okay, there's black stacked trays where the tissues usually are and the pencils usually are, where you're gonna find this stuff. Now I'm gonna take pictures of it and I'm putting it in the slideshow so you can see, and you don't have to ask me 7,000 questions about where everything is. It's all right here. Okay, you're first gonna start out with your prompt. I know at the top here you see it says 3rd grade, but I need you to make sure you have a prompt, you have a rough draft, and you have your final draft paper. Very important here, okay? I'm gonna set these two to the side because I like to have some space to write. So first things first, I'm the realist. Drop it down and let the whole word fill it, okay? You have your 3 sections just like you always do. Read, think, write. This first section right here, cross it out. We don't care, it's not important. Okay, it's just there to confuse you, and the old white dudes are going to put it there to make you confused. Okay, next part it says think about the expectations at your school. What do you do at school? What do I expect of you? What does Miss Boring, what does Miss Miserable, what does Miss Gonzalez expect of you? What are the expectations everywhere in the school? Okay, are you thinking about it? Good. Write about the importance of following rules at your school. Explain how following the rules affects learning. So you're going to write about 2 things: the importance of following rules at school and how following the rules affects learning. Okay? Underline importance of following rules at your school. That's 1. I want you to put a 1 right there. That's the first thing you're going to write about. How following rules affects learning. That's number 2. Okay? So you're going to write about 2 things. Number 1, importance of following rules. Number 2, how following rules affects learning. Then you're going to turn your paper over. This is going to be different because I've thought about how we're going to make it different, and it's going to work out for us, okay? Draw a line horizontally on your paper. This first part's going to be for number 1, and I do want you to write number 1. Bottom part's going to be for number 2. Draw 1 donut here. Okay? Draw a second donut here. Now, this is where you're going to put your 2 ideas for the prompt that you have over here. Hello, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come and say hi to the people? Okay. Number 1 is write about the importance of following rules at school. Why is it important to follow rules at school? So in this first circle, you're going to write why it's important. Notice how I'm writing outside of the bubble. To follow rules at school. Okay? That's your first one. Why is it important to follow rules at school? That's the first thing you're writing about. All of this space right here is going to be filled up with your reasons of why it's important to follow the rules at school. First and foremost, it's to keep students safe. It's also important to keep teachers safe. You're not going outside, Louie. No. Go lay down. Go lay down. It's not outside time. Sorry, guys. He's wanting to go outside. Okay. The next part of why it's important to follow rules at school is because it helps us learn. Okay? And I'm going to put a reason why it's important to follow rules at school is because it makes everyone calm. All right? And the last one I'm going to put is you always know what to expect. I am writing outside of the bubble, as you can see, because a bubble doesn't dictate what you write, okay? You can write outside the lines of the bubble. It's not that big of a deal. small potatoes. You always know what to expect. Okay? Since we have, as you can see on here, you have 3 supporting details. Okay? You're going to choose 3 of those reasons to write about on here, but you're not going to do that just yet. We're going to go on to the next one. The second reason we are writing about is how following the rules affects learning. Okay? So here you're going to write how rules affect learning. Now I need you to think about people that you know, which I know you can think of some, who don't do their job, who don't follow expectations, and how their behavior affects how you learn in class. Can you think of a person? They're a constant blurter. Maybe they've screamed at a teacher. Maybe they've backtalked to a teacher. Maybe they've even talked to you while you're working and prevented you from learning. Okay? Now think about the rules that are in place to prevent that from happening. How do those rules affect your learning? Do they help your learning or do they hinder your learning? All right? So, how rules affect learning? They keep everyone on task. Okay? That's the first thing. Ooh. How rules affect learning? I would say the next way they affect learning is they help everyone, like we did up here, know what to expect. Okay? They help us learn by keeping our school safe. Okay? And I want you to think of one more on your own. How do rules affect your learning? What you're going to do next, and of course if you need to pause the video, you're going to choose 3 reasons from up here and 3 reasons from down here to write on your prompt. The 3 things I'm going to write about, and I'm going to put these together, is keeping students safe and keeping teachers safe. Okay? I'm also going to write about how it keeps everyone calm. And I'm also going to write about how it helps us learn, because that's going to tie into this right here. Okay? The 3 I'm going to write about here are pretty obvious. Keeps everybody on task, helps you know what to expect, and helps us learn by keeping our school safe. All right? Now that you've got that written, what you're going to do, let me zoom out a little bit, is make sure you have your rough draft. Guess what? I haven't made this very clear, but I'm going to make it clear now. You don't hardly have to think of anything for this part, because guess what? You already did it right here. It's done here, so all you have to do is put it in full sentences here. Here you are just jotting down information, putting out words, not using punctuation, not using capital letters, okay? Just getting it all out. And you're going to transfer all of that over to here. We're going to start out with our opening and with our central idea. Now, if you need to, go over to the anchor chart that says hook writing. That is going to be where your opening is going to come from. Okay? You can either start with an onomatopoeia, which is a sound. You can start with talking or dialogue, which is obviously what it sounds like, talking or dialogue. You can start with an action like boom, pow, kablammy. Okay? Or you can start with, what's the other one? A question. All right? I don't care which one you start with, as long as you just start with one. For my friends who struggle writing and coming up with things, choose a question, because it's easy to write about. Why are rules important to follow? That would be a beautiful opening question. Okay? I personally am going to start with talking and dialogue, because I'm at school every day just like you, and I follow the expectations at school just like you every day. So I'm going to start out with a quote Head behind head on red. Okay, that's something you hear every day from teachers. My teacher said to me. Okay, your central idea is going to be the prompt that you wrote about. And I know that many of you are like, I don't even know what that means. The prompt is on this page. It's what we underlined here. We are going to have to almost directly write word for word this prompt. Okay? Our prompt, or not our prompt, our central idea basically has to be the prompt. We're going to say, there are many important rules to follow at school. The rules help us learn. Okay? So I'm going to keep this right here so that I can see it and I'm not going to get thrown off. Okay? There are many rules at school. Some help us, and some don't. Okay, do I believe that? No. But it's going to keep my reader interested. We are not going outside. I'm doing a video for the students. No, we're not going outside. You've been outside all day. No. Okay. Anyways. You're now going to go into detail 1 and your 3 supporting details. Remember over here, Chablis, reason number 1, importance of following rules at school. Your detail 1 is basically going to say exactly that. There are many important rules to follow at school. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is either A, use the 3 things that you used here, or sorry, use the 3 details that you wrote in your thinking map and put them in your supporting details and relate them to rules. So the first thing I'm going to think of is keeping students safe and keeping teachers safe. Can you think of a rule that we have in school that helps keeps teachers safe and help keep students safe? I can. It would be walking feet in the hallway. So my first one is going to be, the first rule is we must walk in the hallway. We are not going outside, Lou. No. No. Why is it important to walk in the hallway? It keeps teachers and students safe. Okay? Next, important detail number 2. What is a rule that helps us learn? Can you think of a rule that helps us learn? I can. Remember the old white dudes love transition words. Next, we must raise our hands to speak. This helps us learn from each other. All right. Lastly, I'm not going to write this one because I want you to write it. But you have to have this written. Just because I'm not writing it doesn't mean that you can't write it. You have to write it. Them's the rules, my friend. You have to have supporting detail number 3 written that relates to whatever one you chose. My last one was makes everyone calm. Okay? Think of a rule that makes you feel calm, that makes you feel safe here at school. One of those rules for me would be we can't have guns in school. That's absolutely a rule. I feel better knowing, I feel calm knowing that there's not guns in school. So that's what I would write right here. Pause the video, write your 3rd detail, and come back when you're ready. Oh, hi, you're back. Okay, we're going to move on to detail number 2 now, which was the number 2. Whoa. Number 2 over here. Okay? Explain how following the rules affects learning. Okay? Detail number 2 has to be almost exactly what that says. So the number 2 was how following rules affects learning. All of these rules help us learn. Okay? Once again, you're going to use your planning document to relate to this, okay? The rule, keeping everyone on task. Or actually, you're just going to basically transfer these over to here, okay? My first one was it keeps everyone on task. The first way they help us learn is by keeping everyone on task. Meaning they're doing their job the whole time. Okay, just like you're doing now. All right. Next, mine was it helps everyone know what to expect. Everyone knows what to expect. We don't have to guess. Okay? And the last one was helps us learn by keeping our school safe. Okay? All of the rules help keep our school safe. Okay? Helps keep me safe, helps keep you safe. Once again, not writing that one. You have to write that one on your own. All right? Pause the video, write it, come back to me. Okay, good, you're back. Make sure that you use some kind of transition word here like finally. Okay? Because remember the old white dudes love that. And then down here on the bottom, you're going to write literally this part again. Let me get my pink marker so that you can see. The pink marker is going to show you, you're going to basically restate exactly what you wrote up here, down here. All right? You're going to say, as you can see, the rules, can you all see? At our school are important and help us learn. Okay? What I want you to do next is to go through your paper and check to see if all of your sentences start with capitals and end with periods. All right? I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to put a box around all of the beginning of my sentences and put a circle around my punctuation. Starts with a capital, ends with punctuation. If it doesn't, I'm going to fix it. Okay? Starts with a capital, ends with punctuation. Starts with a capital, ends with punctuation. Oh, look, ends with punctuation, starts with a capital. Starts with a capital, ends with punctuation, starts with a capital, ends with punctuation, and so on and so forth. Capital, punctuation, capital, punctuation, capital, punctuation. Oh, look, another capital, another capital, another capital. If you feel like you spelled words incorrectly, you do have a dictionary that you can use. You just have to ask for one. I cannot just give you one. You have to ask for one, okay? What you're going to do next is transfer all of this over to your final draft. What I want you to do is to put a big bracket on either side of this. This is where you're going to indent, okay? You're going to indent right here. Yes, you are going to write both of these. I didn't just have you do it because I like to make you write. It is a reason. You're going to indent right here, and you're going to indent right here. Lastly, you're going to indent at the bottom. Okay? All of this must be transferred over to this. Do not make up something new. Please hear me out when I say this. I was reading those writing and I just wanted to scream and bang my head against this table. Some of you wrote something completely new and different on this page. Don't do that, friend. Don't do that. Everything that you wrote on here needs to go on here. Okay, I'm going to do this part and this part with you, and then you're going to continue on your own. Okay? I'm going to stack my papers like this so it's a little bit easier for me to see. All right? I'm going to indent, meaning go in a little bit. I'm going to put a finger space here at this first part. I'm going to put my quote, and I'm going to say, head, behind, head, on red. My teacher said, you know what? And now that I'm reading this, I don't like to me because it wasn't just to me. It was to the class. Better word choice there. Said to the class. You're going to put your central idea with your opening. There are many rules at school. Period. Some help us, comma, and some don't. Period. Okay? Next, I'm going down to my detail number 1. I'm going to indent again. I'm going to put my finger and right there. Okay? See how indent went in a little bit? There are many important rules to follow at school. Okay? Remember, I went into my rules from there. I gave examples of my rules. You're going to put all of detail 1, supporting detail number 1, supporting detail number 2, supporting detail number 3 together. Then when you get over here to detail number 2, you're going to indent again. Then you're going to put detail number 1, supporting detail number 1, supporting detail number 2, and supporting detail number 3 together. And finally, you're going to indent with your conclusion. Okay? I know that you know how to do this part, so I'm not going to continue to write. I want you to continue transferring this over. Okay? When you are done with this, you are going to stack your prompt, your rough draft, and your final draft together like this. Okay? I do want to go ahead and tell you before I show you this next part. You see down here where it says students may not write outside of the box? Do not write outside of the box. If you do, they will automatically fail this paper. Keep all your writing in here. So it should go prompt, rough draft, final draft. You're gonna stack it all together like this. You're gonna get the stapler that's over there by the black tray. You're gonna staple it. You're gonna write your first name, if you haven't already. You're gonna write your last name. And you're gonna write whose homeroom you're in. I'm just gonna put Keenan because that's who I am. Then you're gonna go turn this into the tray. This is the only thing you do not put in the folder. The only thing that should be going in your folder is your countdown to star paper. Okay, if you haven't gone to that station yet, don't stress. All right, if you have any questions, ask 3 people before you ask me. I will be available to help you, but I need you to use your words and ask me, okay? You just sat through a lot of videos, so what I'm gonna do is show you something cool in my house, if I can get the stinking tape off again.